Dems raise alarm on Trump's project in Russia that he called very legal and very cool. Top Democrats raised alarms about President Donald Trump's real estate dealings in Russia during the 2016 presidential campaign, which he has characterized as very legal and very cool. Whether Trump's efforts toward inking the deal for a Trump Tower in Moscow was legal has yet to be determined, one key Democrat said, adding that it certainly wasn't very cool. And another leading Democratic representative said the president's failure to disclose the business dealings gave Russia leverage over him. Both Democrats and Republicans were asked during Sunday's slate of political talk shows about the president's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, pleading guilty on Thursday to a single count of about a project to build a Trump Tower in Moscow. Special counsel Robert Mueller said Cohen lied to the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence in order to stick to the president's Russia narrative, minimizing links between the president and the Moscow project and giving the false impression that it ended before the Iowa caucuses in February 2016, when instead the attempt to lock down a deal continued until at least that summer. Responded by calling his ex-attorney a weak person who was lying about a project that everybody knew about in order to get a reduced sentence. "I was running my business while I was campaigning," Trump told reporters Thursday. "There was a good chance that I wouldn't have one, in which case I would have gone back into the business, and why should I lose lots of opportunities?" In a widely circulated from Friday, the president added that his efforts to build a Russian building were very legal and very cool. Speaking with ABC's On Sunday, Democratic Representative Adam Schiff of California, likely the incoming chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, responded to that tweet and Cohen's plea deal. "Well, whether it was legal or not remains to be seen," he said. "It certainly wasn't very cool. More than that, it was very compromising of our country. In order for this Trump Tower deal to go through, sanctions had to be lifted on a Russian state bank." Schiff said there was no way to describe that as cool or ethical or in the national interest. "It means that the president, whether he won or lost, was hoping to make money from Russia, was seeking at the same time to enlist the support of the Kremlin to make that money," he said, adding that the efforts were so deeply compromising. On NBC's, Democratic Representative Jerrold Nadler of New York, likely the incoming House Judiciary Chairman, criticized Trump for lying to the American people about doing business in Russia, adding that the Kremlin knew he was lying gave the Kremlin a hold over him. "And one question we have now is, does the Kremlin still have hold over him, because of other lies that they know about?" Nadler said, adding, "There certainly was leverage during the campaign period and until recently. Because they knew that he was lying." Republicans pushed back on those assessments Sunday. Countering Nadler's points on Meet the Press, Republican Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming said it wasn't surprising the president was doing international business during the campaign. Meanwhile, former Republican Governor Pat McCrory of North Carolina said on Meet the Press that it's not against the law for Americans to do business in Russia. He called the allegation that Russia held leverage over Trump a theory. And on This Week, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, a Republican who worked closely with Trump during the campaign, brushed off the Cohen plea deal. "It's a smoking gun of the fact that people lied in politics," he said. "You know, next thing we're going to talk about is the smoking gun about the sun coming up." Trump had insisted he did not have financial interests in Russia. In July 2016, then candidate Trump said, "I will tell you, right now, I have nothing to do with Russia, yes?" Cohen's plea agreement indicated that he is cooperating with Mueller's office. Cohen, who was a vice president of the Trump Organization when he left the president's namesake business in May, first formally offered information to Mueller in early August and went on to speak with the special counsel's office 6 additional times. In August, Cohen pleaded guilty in federal court to 8 felony counts, 2 of which were related to hush money payments Cohen said were made to women at the then-candidate's direction during the 2016 campaign to keep them from discussing affairs they said they had with Trump. Cohen said in court at the time that those payments were made for the principal purpose of influencing the outcome of the election. Alan Smith is a political reporter for NBC News.